What is going on, BetterSelf community? So actually my power is out at the moment, so I'm doing the best that I can to make sure that we do this live recording. I'm super excited for this live Q&A. It's our first one on school since I've shifted over from Facebook. So you guys asked a couple good questions and we'll get more into a rhythm with the live Q&As and things like that. And you guys will be able to pick up on it and yeah, just asking really good questions. So what I want to talk about today is weight loss is really just the benefit of doing the right things. So I'm not necessarily a weight loss coach. It's what kind of attracts people sometimes and gets them in, and then they realize that it's not about weight loss at all. It's about transforming their lives. And it is really just an opportunity to have that as a benefit. But in the end, you're not the same person. And you can lose 20 pounds and still be the same person. But through my program, you change, you grow, you learn, you adapt, and it really truly is just a blessing by the end of it. Oftentimes, my clients are just super grateful and they want to continue working together because it's been a life transforming thing, and I just love the transformation. So, my freebie is called How to Lose 15 plus pounds in 30 days or less. But really, it's kind of how to shift your mindset, how to shift your focus, how to transform your life. And that's really my biggest thing. And I'm so thankful for everybody that's in this community. You guys just applying to come in is amazing. I'm super, super grateful. I'm going to do my best to give you guys as much value as possible. So don't be afraid. Don't be shy. This is a community. We're all in it together. We all are kind of battling similar things and just trying to be the best that we can be. So it's super, super important that you continue to walk this path. And, there's people in here that are walking the same path, so you're not alone. And that's a huge benefit. Or they've been where you've been, so they get it. So Nico asks, what is the best way to get into a calorie surplus? It's a great question, buddy. So if you want to gain weight, you want to be in a caloric surplus. It doesn't have to be a big surplus. It could just be 200 to 500 calories, usually around 500 calories surplus of your um, maintaining calories. So some way to calculate it. I'm actually going to shoot that over to you. And it's something that you can figure out just based off of your body weight and how many calories that you need. It's a super easy equation, and I'll shoot that over to you. But if you're really looking to gain weight, I know we had talked a little bit about keto and things like that. So I would really get away from the fats. I really don't like keto. I genuinely don't. I think it causes fatty liver disease. And I think there's a whole slew of problems when it comes to fatty liver disease. And it really gets you into trouble because it messes with your endocrine system, your adrenal system, and it just really is not overall good. You don't want fat in your blood because then it's hard to detox and then your body retains fat. So we stuff toxins and things like that in fat. So when you have more fat in your body, you're really just built up with toxins. So it's a little bit harder to detox. Your body has to really first get rid of all that fat and then the toxins that it's holding on to. And especially if your liver is fatty, man, your liver is already like the net that saves you as far as toxins in your body. So it's just something to think of. So I know that was kind of a rabbit hole from one question, but I want to give as much value as possible. So I recommend incorporating more fruits and vegetables, more raw foods. This is going to give your body the micronutrients that are the most important. So it's not really a macro. That's such an old school bodybuilding. Welcome, Drew. So it's such an old school bodybuilding mentality where it's like, I need proteins, carbs, and fats, when in reality, you need nutrients. So, Drew, what's going on, brother? What's up, buddy?
Howdy,
What's going on?
dude. Fun day, fun times.
Nice,
If
nice.
you were at work right now, it'd be a busy fucking day for
It
you.
would be very busy. Yeah, my power's out at this moment, but all right, buddy. I gotta answer these questions, then I'll let you get a round of asking some questions then, buddy. So, Portia next
Sure,
asked,
man.
do you recommend a person focuses on specific exercise per week, or can a person do exercise that focuses on cardio one day and then building muscle the next? So that's a really, really good question. It depends on goal clarity. So what do you want? I think getting clear on your goal and your vision before you set out to attain that goal is as best a job as you can do, because it gives you the opportunity to sit down and really see, what do I want? What's going on in my life? What do I want to improve? Where am I excelling at this point? So depending on your workout program and depending on everything in life, it's going to be geared towards your goal. So you want to always be pushing towards that goal until you attain that. And then maybe you can tweak it and see if you wanted to grow in other areas. So if you wanted to build muscle, it would be more of a caloric surplus approach, a lean bulk approach. You want to just have enough calories to be a little bit over so that your body can hold on to those extra calories to build muscle. That's going to be what it's about. And then you want progressive overload, which means that just every week, simply, it just means you're going to consistently up the weight. And it doesn't have to be 25, 30 pounds every week you're throwing on there. It could be 2.5 pounds to 5 to 10 to 15 pounds a week. And that just keeps your muscle pushing towards growth because you want to consistently be uncomfortable in the gym. That's what it is. When you're uncomfortable, you grow. And humans are the ultimate adaptation machine. So it's always looking to grow, always an uphill battle. And it's a catch-22 because you have to consistently be pushing or you're just going to be maintaining. So for you, maybe we can get on a call, Portia, and we can kind of go over goal clarity for you and we can figure out what's going to be best suitable for you. I wish you were on this call right now and I would go into a little bit more depth. So, but that's what I got for you. Drew, what's going on, brother? I appreciate you stopping in.
Of course, man, always got to show up for you.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
even when Ubering.
I'm not Ubering right now, dude.
Oh
We just
no?
had an interesting situation. I'll spare you the story while you're on your Q&A,
Yeah.
but essentially, one of our employees just got stuck in one of our customers' front lawns, so I had to go and get her out, which was
No
fun.
kidding.
Um, Long story on how she got there. I've got a question about damage control.
Yeah.
Um, so my version of damage control right now is when I'm like addicted to sugar.
Hmm.
Okay, I've identified that I'm very addicted to sugar. Um, it's like I'm trying to eat the healthiest possible dessert that I
Yeah.
can, like 70 or 80% cacao, dark chocolate or something. But like when you're out at an event or a mastermind or at a bar, how do you handle the damage control aspect of your diet? I struggle to find like a reasonable food item pretty much at all when I'm in those settings where I mean it's not town hall, you know?
Yeah. It's a great question, man. And you got to remember, I've been doing this for a long, long time, like 17, 18 years, where I just couldn't eat specific foods. But you get to the point where you become so restrictive that you want to binge eat or you crave chocolate or you go haywire, which I'm not into diets, like strict diets or anything like that, because it kind of gives you the issue of um, binge eating or cravings and things like that. I think you need to live your life, man. Again, it's goal clarity. It's figuring out what you want and it's making your life so that it is easy as possible to attain those goals. So if it's a matter of eating before or if it's a matter of bringing snacks to a mastermind event or things like that, it just all depends. When you get those like events, it's going to be quick, easy food. It's not going to be, hey, what's the healthiest option for everybody? Because the point there isn't the food, it's like the networking and the mastermind and things like that. So it's a matter of eating beforehand. It's, running out to your car to fucking smash some grapes that you brought. It's just a lifestyle change, man. It's not necessarily a diet or anything, but you have to become accustomed to the fact that, where you're at all times is not always going to align with your goals. So you just have to adjust. And when it comes to damage control, you can have a chocolate bar, you can enjoy life. It's just a matter of balance isn't always 50-50, but it can be 80-20. It could be 85-15. It's like you want to have a chocolate bar once or twice a week, whatever, dude. I mean, enjoy it, but truly enjoy it. Don't feel bad for enjoying it. Don't feel like you have to be perfect all the time because when you feel like you have to be perfect all the time, that's when it's a slippery slope, man. And you're going to hate the journey and you're going to hate yourself and you're not going to get to your goal straight up.
I've been like shamefully, secretly, I've been keeping it from Carly. I slide in at Whole Foods, get
Yeah.
me a bar really quick, and
Yeah.
then inhale the entire thing. Um, which probably isn't the best strategy. But
No, it's fine.
the other question I have is like, so do you step outside of your own dietary restrictions and like eat something that has dairy, soy, or gluten in it from time to time? And when you do that, or if you do that, is there a method that you use to like back yourself up to
Yeah.
deal with that? from like
So,
a metaphysical standpoint?
so when you're on this diet as long as I have been, when you eat those things, you feel it way, way more. You're more sensitive to foods like that. So I don't eat gluten, I don't eat dairy, I don't eat soy. Again, just because I want what's best for my body. I know it makes me feel the best. I know if I eat those, I get a stomach ache. I feel like shit. And my gut's all messed up, get inflammation. On occasion, you can have something. And yeah, there are times where maybe unknowingly I eat something, I'm cheating. Normally it's a healthier option, but I don't ever eat like pizza or anything. Maybe I'll have like wings on occasion or something, and I try to find like the healthiest alternative. Rarely do I like eat like crazy, but yeah, man, you want to have like digestive bitters and digestive enzymes. That really, really helps your gut break down. It changes the acid in your stomach so that you're able to break those down as best as you possibly can. A lot of people have low stomach acid, which causes a whole slew of issues on your digestive system. So if you think about it, like digestion first starts with your mouth. Like your saliva creates enzymes, it's breaking down the food. You're supposed to be chewing 100 times, you know what I mean? Things like that. And then you swallow down your esophagus, then your stomach, then it's, passing through your small intestine, large intestine. So there's so many different ways that your body digestion starts in your mouth, so everyone thinks it's stomach and gut, but
What are digestive bitters?
so digestive bitters are like Swedish bitters is a brand that I take. Digestive bitters are something that basically helps uh, your digestion really produce the enzymes needed, and then it ups your stomach acid as well. So it helps your body really break down these things better. So again, we're in a day and age where people have really low stomach acid, and then people also are eating such shitty diets that they get heartburn, they get prescribed, anti-heartburn, like antacids, and it kills the pH in your stomach, and then you consistently have issues for long, like protonics and things like that. They're terrible for you.
Interesting.
Yeah. So it's a whole rabbit hole, dude. How long do you want to go? So
Yeah, dude, I could ask you questions for hours, I think. But
yeah.
I think that I wanted to learn a little bit about on the Q&A was like how you approach damage control and how you approach like the cheating.
Yeah.
And eating, I don't mean like a chocolate bar, which truly is just sugary and fatty and not that bad. I'm talking more about like if you want to have a fucking grilled cheese.
Yeah.
Like
Dude,
the
but there's
epitome of dairy, soy, and gluten, you know?
yeah, yeah. It all comes with time, man. And you'll learn like the longer that you're on this path, the more that you're eating healthier options. That when you eat those things, you're gonna feel like shit. That's why I tell my clients, I'm like, go ahead and eat it. Like if you really are craving it, go ahead and eat it because they're not gonna want to do it again. And it all comes with time and trial and error, dude. And you'll see, that maybe you just flat out don't want it. Or if it's worth it to you, you'll feel like shit for a little while, and that's it. I mean, dude, this isn't a diet, it's a lifestyle. So what I think long term, I think over the next 365 days, if 20 of them that you eat a fucking grilled cheese, how much is that gonna change?
Yeah, it's not. It's 1% every day. If one of the days I miss that 1%, it's all right.
Yeah. And
That I experienced that stomach pain from a bag
you might be going through a dead zone.
like 2 days ago when Carla and I were at the office.
Can you repeat that, man? You cut out pretty bad.
Yeah. So I had sour cream onion chips at the office and
Yeah.
my stomach hurt afterwards.
Yeah.
And I blamed it immediately on the chip. But I think that's like it'll probably be a lot more intense in the future the longer that I go.
Yeah, of course. So your
I'm
body
loving this.
loving what? You said you're loving what?
I'm loving the diet. Like I'm
Good.
about to go home and make a chicken edition of that teriyaki stir fry, and I'm
Yeah.
excited as hell about it
Dude, I'm
because
pumped for
it's
you.
so good.
That's awesome. It looked amazing. So yeah, man, when it comes to like eating like sour cream and chips and stuff like that, I mean, there is nothing. So they said like 80% of these foods that we eat nowadays were not on the shelves in the 1980s. So basically, we spent a lot of money on figuring out how to get us super addicted to food, which is high fat, high sugar. and high salt, which chips are obviously all of that. They're GMO ingredients. I mean, they layer on, the inflammatory oils and things like that. There's literally not one good thing about it other than it tastes good. It makes your brain light up and you're addicted. So people think like, oh, it's just chips. It's not a big
Yeah.
deal. It's like these were literally like made in a lab to make you addicted to buy it. Like Lay's and all these other like Doritos and shit like that, they're businesses, man. You know what I mean? They are multi-billion-dollar businesses. They want to do what's addicting and to retain clientele. They're not doing what's best for you. So it's something to be thought of. And yeah, the longer that you continue to live this life, your body can only take so much. So it's better to get a grasp on it now when you're young, other than when you have that $50,000 medical bill for like a heart attack, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
So
I love it. I love this. Love what you're doing.
I appreciate
It's
that, brother.
awesome.
It means a lot, man. And you, I mean,
Very thin.
it means a lot, man. And dude, just reinforcing it every day is like means a ton. And then you obviously sticking with it and enjoying it and seeing that you can do this in a healthy light is like the best. So,
Which I'm glad. I want to be a really good testimonial for you. I'm like not a great example, I don't think, of the best way to implement this stuff because
Drew, you want to try turning your video off? Maybe it'll load because you keep cutting out pretty bad.
you kind of taught me a little bit that I'm a, and I hadn't to like be an extremist with this because to your point, like your body's going to tell you itself what
Yeah.
it needs and what is good and what should actually feel good and nourishing. But like cold turkeying my way into the diet right away, I'm like a week and a half into it, and I feel like that that's been awesome for me personally. Like
Yeah.
just going head first right away,
Yeah.
and like I guess the term cold turkeying makes sense to me. Like cold turkeying on dairy, soy, and gluten. Other than the occasional, at least three or four times now on the dairy, soy, and gluten in like the
For
or
sure.
however long it's been.
When
But
when yeah.
the implementation that you can, it's it's crazy. Like I'm really hungry right now, but I don't feel low energy, and that's new to me. As
Mm,
of right now, I'm noticing that. Normally, when I'm hungry, I am also tired.
yeah. So there's like a common misconception. There's two of them that breakfast is the most important meal of the day, and that you need to eat whenever you're hungry or you need to be eating all the time to get energy, which is not the case. Oftentimes, I'll put people on fasting programs and they will have an abundance of energy, mental clarity like they've never felt before. Their skin will clear up. They'll have all these benefits. But again, it's all the limiting beliefs that were put on us as young adults, where it's like breakfast is so important. You have to eat. Oh my God, maybe your blood sugar is going to get low if you don't eat. And none of that really is the case. In extreme situations, maybe. Um, because obviously your body has glycogen stores and those will run out at a certain amount of time. But yeah, man, I mean, we're so much more in control of our health than we could ever believe. Most of the time, we're addicted to food. We eat because we're bored. We eat because it's pleasurable. We eat because um, it makes us feel like a kid. It's comfort food. So the same thing with like wanting a chocolate bar. You may not even like need a chocolate bar or even crave it. It's just mentally like, well, I want to go get it. And then you have this habit loop of, I had a rough day at work. I need to go get this chocolate bar to feel better. Does that make sense?
Absolutely, 100%. I kind of equate it to, it's a weird topic, but I equate it almost to a lot of dudes that struggle with addiction to porn. I
Mm,
literally feel like it is another form of mental masturbation where you need some sort of dopamine hit, and So boom, candy, chips,
That's all it
sour cream.
is. It's no
Like,
different. I
it's
mean,
literally the same thing.
yeah. And you can think about it like you can not eat a chocolate bar for months and months and months and months. Then all of a sudden you have a chocolate bar and then you can eat a chocolate bar for the next like 4 days. It's just
Yeah,
because it's like my brain lights up. I like this. I feel better when I do this. And I want to keep feeling that. So it's an addiction. I mean, I've said it before, but food really is an addiction. And once you pull back, that's why I incorporate fasting with my clients because once you tell your body it's like meditation, where to like sit, stay, I'm in control here, then it's like you realize they're not cravings. You're just persuading yourself like I want this like high fat salty thing. Dude, I had it so bad where I would eat these healthy chocolate bars from Whole Foods when I was like stressed out or whatever, or you start to create ways that you believe that you deserve it or you need it or it's allowed to like go overboard and stuff like that. So getting in control like that is just insanely it's a breakthrough for people all the time.
I definitely want to work up to that point where I don't even feel like I need that chocolate bar because I'm still at that point. That's where I'm at in my journey for sure. Is like I'm driving around at night, Ubering, and I'm like losing my mind thinking about like sugar,
Mm,
like something sweet. And that's one of the biggest things I've learned about this about myself is my addiction to sugar and delicious like confections
mm,
is extremely intense. I didn't know that until this is the first time in my life I've really ever tried to not like eat better, but nix these sorts of items. Like when I wrestled growing up, I would control my diet, but more so the portions than what I was eating.
right.
This is the first time I've ever controlled like what the contents of what I'm eating is, and I'm insanely addicted to sugar.
Yeah.
I want chocolate all the time. I
I
want
think
like
yeah. I think the first part of breaking that is and this is just like structured criticism is stop reinforcing that you're so addicted to it. And if you flip your mindset to where it's like I don't need that, I don't want that, it doesn't benefit me, then you have more power over it versus like I'm addicted, I'm addicted, I'm addicted. You know what I mean?
yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So it's just one way to look at it where it's like because you can cold turkey it if you really wanted to. You could never eat it again if you really wanted to. It's just a matter of not persuading yourself that you deserve it, that you want it, that it's okay to have it, you know. And it is. I don't believe in being on a strict diet, man. I believe there are things in life that you should enjoy. But I think it's also that balance of, I've said it before, it's 75 25 80 20 and it's doing the right things majority of the time that's going to compound and that's going to make all the difference in the world, so small changes render massive results.
Absolutely. Guess that's the idea today. I was gonna go get my zoodles from the Root Cafe, but now everybody's power is out, so I'm going home and making stir
Eh,
fry.
Mine
The office,
too, yeah. So that's so funny, man. Is the roots
got,
out as well?
it's yeah. Which oh my god, dude, you know what's funny? I've never really liked the Root until now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, dude, those zoodles are a religious experience.
Yeah, your taste buds will change for sure when you start to eat more healthy. You don't crave like, dude, if I ate a Big Mac or something, dude, I would puke. There's no way I could eat it.
I'm already at that point now, which is crazy how fast that happened, dude. Literally 3 weeks ago, I would absolutely decimate a Galley Boy or Big Mac. I didn't care. And
Yeah.
I'm already at that point where I think that's like genuinely bottom of the barrel food. And I
Yeah.
always have known that. But now it kind of seems so much more disgusting than it did before. I can't see myself eating that right now.
Yeah.
I'm
Like,
gonna look. I would literally rather go get hard boiled eggs from the fucking gas station and just smash those
mhm.
and eat a Big Mac. I mean, it's gross.
Yeah, it is. I mean, that's food that'll it's kind of it's like a little paradox because it'll keep you from starving to death, but it's also killing you at the same time. But yeah, man, it's just terrible. There's no place in it. And it makes you wonder like who really has their hands in these fast food chains and is it big pharma? Is it, selling you the treatment while they're making you sick, and you look at it like that and your whole paradigm shifts where you start to look at the world different and you're like, kind of look at it from a different lens, like side-eyed, where you're like, what's really going on here, you know?
That's an interesting point too, because it's what's the term for this? Like the kind of the cognitive dissonance of kind of tinfoil hat guy in the family where I'm like, dude, BlackRock owns all of the food.
Yeah.
CVS is selling you poisonous snacks on the outside and then or on the in the middle.
If you kept watching all the way through, this will be recorded. It'll be a link in the Zoom community to a YouTube video. So I hope it helps you guys. And really gonna tune in next week. So I'm a full-time fireman, so it just depends on what day I'm working. I'll make sure that I get you guys in advance as much as possible. So I appreciate all you guys watching this. You're all amazing, and I'm looking forward to our next one. Take care.